We often take our access to good plumbing and a vast selection of cleaning products for granted, not knowing that they were non-existent during the colonial era. The absence of these hygiene tools made America very unclean, as one English traveler remarked, filthy, bordering on the beastly. Today, we'll be heading back to the colonial era to see their views on personal hygiene. A basin of water and a wet cloth. Since plumbing didn't exist during the colonial era, full-body baths were not expected from the colonials. The only people that ever received such a luxury were children, and it wasn't given to clean them, instead to harden them. As for adults, they usually bathed by wiping the dirt off their bare skin with a cloth dipped into a pail of water. It's similar to how you'd wipe stains off your shelf. Outhouses. This fact might be obvious, but during the colonial era, houses had outhouses nearby and chamber privy pots indoors for excretion. Unfortunately, these chambers were emptied by throwing their content out the window whenever it was full. Sadly, these human waste found its way into streams, lakes, and rivers, resulting in the contamination of drinking water and spreading of diseases. This lack of an efficient disposal system led to the death of many colonials. Ear and teeth cleaning tool. Archaeologists recently uncovered a silver ear pick that dates back to the 17th century, which was most likely used to clean the ear, nails, teeth, and many other body parts. You might think that this tool has only one useful part. However, it comes with several points for various tasks. The primary end is a scooping tool, while other smaller sections can be used to clean several parts of the body like the fingernails and teeth. Powdered wigs. Photos and paintings of the colonial era often depict men from the upper class with white wigs. Well, history reveals that these headpieces have quite a story. Lice infestation was a common problem in the colonial era, and the best solution was to shave your hair and cover the baldness with a wig made from animal fur. However, these wigs also attracted lice and other insects because of the pomade and products used to treat them. It was a literal war on bugs. Soap for the dishes and laundry. Unlike today, bathing soaps were a luxury possessed only by wealthy colonials. The only detergent available to commoners was lye soap, made from a mixture of animal fat, ash, and lye. Unfortunately, this soap was too harsh for regular bathing and too expensive to waste that only the dishes and the dirtiest laundry underwear, diapers, and aprons were qualified for washing. This attitude shouldn't be surprising since the colonials didn't care much about hygiene. Shaving was exclusive to men. The majority of men weren't interested in trimming hair from any part of their body until the late 18th century. During that time, barbers were primarily men of color who only rendered services to individuals of the same gender. As for women, there is no evidence revealing that they shaved. The possibility of women shaving by themselves is low since they risk having a bloodbath if the procedure is done incorrectly. Female body odor. As previously stated, opinions regarding hygiene were not uniform during the colonial era, so people cleaned themselves in whatever way they pleased. Nevertheless, doctors advised women to wash regularly to avoid diseases that might affect their reproductive organs. Unfortunately, society didn't share the same views with the doctors. Many, including founding Father Thomas Jefferson, encouraged women, especially his daughter, to defend themselves against men by being offensive to the nose. We can admit that the colonial era wasn't as blissful as it seemed in Disney's animated movie Pocahontas. During the 1600s, Puritans thought that the neatness of their bed linens was tied directly to their body's cleanliness. In fact, the majority considered going to bed without taking off one's clothes to be unhygienic and immoral. In other words, you'd have to sleep in the nude just to have clean bed sheets. During the 1400s, the Spaniards arrived on the shore of the New World and unconsciously brought syphilis as well. It didn't take long for the disease to spread throughout the camp due to their lack of personal hygiene, but it didn't end there. The disease evolved into an epidemic, and since doctors couldn't do much at that time, it remained the fourth leading cause of death until World War II. While doctors were conflicted on personal hygiene, religion chipped in to offer its ideology on the subject. It claimed that uncleanliness was directly linked to sin and the devil. This opinion seems to be an excerpt from the Bible where the Israelites had to wash before appearing before the Almighty. Unfortunately, this claim had some moral implications, causing people to limit their association with individuals who bathed less frequently.
Please subscribe, comment, and tell your friends. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, whatever that is.